Hey guys, welcome to our podcast. I just want to say, we usually keep things very light and very chill. But with everything that's been going on, we felt that we needed to really say something. So with what happened with George Floyd, really opened my eyes, and I believe Zane as well, at just how bad police brutality has gotten. How bad racism has gotten, and it still is. So we just wanted to say that we don't condone any of it. We are against all of that.
There's not a whole lot that we can say that hasn't already been said.
It's already been said.
We want to make sure necessary to address it, and that we stand
with you guys. We stand with everyone fighting against this. So with that said, we're going to go straight into a lighthearted discussion about this movie. So that's going to be fun. But we wanted to make sure that we let you guys know exactly how we feel now. So with that said, we're going to go right into that.
All right, and we got theme song, so let's cue it up.
Sure do.
I don't know if it's playing. Is it playing?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll shut it down.
Welcome to an experience similar to ones that you've had before. Yes, another podcast featuring a couple of guys who think that they're funny. Two men, one microphone. This is Spoiled Rotten Movies.
And we are back.
Hey, that was super weird. I couldn't hear that at all.
Neither could I. I only saw it, so I just saw it like fade out.
Hope that works well.
I hope so.
30 seconds of silence.
Let us know how you liked it, because it's brand new. And we're trying to just do some cool new things for you every single week. Surprise you with something else next week. So be ready for that.
There's no consistency on this podcast. Zero.
Nah. So
man.
Zane, how have you been?
I've taken quite a bit of advantage of your Disney Plus membership that I'm now a part of. I watched Onward.
Yes, what a good movie, huh?
It was. I'll tell you what. I wasn't not the best Pixar film I've ever seen.
Of course not.
Really, really enjoyed it. Definitely cried like a little baby at the end. But it was pretty solid. It was very quirky and funny, and I like the dad's like topless body, like just flopping around all the time. It made me laugh pretty hard. But yeah, it was really good. I watched that. I watched Monsters University again.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
Man, Disney's on it, man.
It sure is.
They really got it dialed in. Except for these Marvel movies, man. Ugh.
Oh wow.
I'm just kidding. How about you? Did you watch anything this week?
Man, what have I been watching? I just got done through with a rewatch of The Orville. I don't know if you've ever watched The Orville.
I have no idea what that is. What is that?
It is Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, is this like the
Star Trek?
Star Trek?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And honestly,
yeah,
it's the best Star Trek TV series I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah. It's not. It has nothing to do with Star Trek. But it started because CBS said, "Hey, we want to bring Star Trek back," and so they sent it out to a few people and said, "Hey, if you have an idea of a new Star Trek series, let us know." Seth MacFarlane put his thing in, and they're like, that's a good idea, but we're going to go somewhere else. And so he brought it to Fox. They changed all the names. And
are you serious?
Yeah. They changed all the names and made it The Orville. And honestly,
yeah,
it is funny, but it's also extremely heartfelt. Very good storyline. 2 seasons.
So what he brought to them, was it like originally like an actual Star Trek? Like
okay.
Yeah.
And then with just new people, new with a new crew aboard one of the board one of the Star Trek ships, and they CBS said thanks but no thanks, and we're gonna go somewhere else. And
he's like, it's all right. I already have 15 shows. I also had a 16th one on there.
Right. And like he's very good in it. Adrian.
Oh, that's right. He stars as like the captain.
Yeah. He's the captain. Adrian Palicki's in it. Norm Macdonald is. I know, but he's a voice actor in it. He plays this alien that's made out of goo.
Oh, okay.
and he's not in very many scenes, but like the entire thing is really good.
Oh, I might have to check it out then. Is it that's on Netflix or is that
it's on Hulu?
Hulu. All right. Speaking of shows, Rick and Morty's final episode was last night. Did you watch it?
Of course I watched it.
Dude, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
Best episode of the season. Like, I know the first half of the season, like, I will say that I think that this season is the weakest season in the franchise. That being said, this last episode, like, I'll put that up there pretty high on, like, my favorite episodes, period. Like, that was a good one. Dude, like, the double Beth going on. We had Jerry flesh puppeting Tammy at the end, which was pretty hilarious. The return of Bird Person is Phoenix Person, or PP as he calls himself. Man, and I think that we saw, that I'm sure was very intentional, is that we saw Rick really get messed up in this episode. Yeah. Like, oh man, like stomach literally hanging out of his body, like, and still I was like, dude, this is a lot.
Yeah. It was a very intense episode, and so good. I hope we don't have to wait another 4 years for the next season to come out.
They're going to be coming out. I think they haven't announced anything, but my guess is our season is going to be next year, like on time, and we're going to have the full season. That's what if I had to guess, because I know I saw somewhere they were talking about when they were creating the first half, like when the first half of season 4 came out, they were already working on season 5.
Good.
So, like, good. I know that Dan and Justin really want to push themselves to like release on a more consistent schedule. They want to they're really trying. So I'm like, oh, I need it. That being said, it hasn't been released, so I wouldn't like. They're also the type of people who'd be like, oh, you know what, we're just gonna release season 5 like right after season 4, like just let it keep going.
That'd be pretty.
That would be super cool. I don't think it's gonna happen, but
no.
That being said, we're not here to talk about Rick and Morty.
Nope.
Mr. Travis,
we are not.
What are we here to talk about, man?
The Avengers.
The Avengers, avenging, humanity.
The riskiest collaboration in motion picture history up to that point.
You think it was risky? Do you think it was really risky?
I wouldn't say risky, no.
We took 4 wildly successful franchises and we put them all together in one movie. Is that risky?
Right. But let's take a look at it this way. It could have been terrible. It could have been absolutely terrible. They could have gone Justice League with this. And
I never saw Justice League. I heard nothing but bad things. I heard, oddly enough, like Aquaman is one of the only redeeming factors of Justice League.
Yes, and Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's great.
Yeah, I heard that movie was really good. I never watched it.
I
told you I'm not a superhero movie guy. I don't watch the superhero movies.
It makes sense. But yeah, Aquaman's really good as a standalone movie. Wonder Woman's amazing as a standalone movie.
Mm-hmm.
Even Superman was like. Man of Steel was pretty good, but man, you put them all together.
It was just bad news.
It was just bad. It was bad, man. Like I did not expect it to be as bad as it was.
Well, I think you'll be delighted to hear that I don't feel that way about the Avengers.
Good.
I didn't hate it. Good. It wasn't the worst movie. It wasn't the best movie we watched so far.
Really?
I don't think it was the worst movie.
I kind of okay. All right.
Okay. We'll get into all the stuff.
Cool. So
why don't you start us off with what you think they did right?
Okay. So first, the fact that they were able to get all 4 of those main characters and the secondary characters and the villain enough screen time and enough like quality screen time that it didn't feel like someone was just like forgotten in this movie.
Yeah,
is insanely impressive to me.
Yeah,
because they didn't have much time to put everyone together.
And they balanced it pretty well.
It was very well balanced, and it was very well written. I really love all the action scenes, like the very beginning action scene without any of the Avengers, and it was just Nick Fury versus Loki in S.H.I.E.L.D. Loved that scene.
Yeah,
just because that really gave the weight to the story and just how much was really like it really put an idea of just how serious this movie was going to be as far as how bad things could get.
Right.
But other than that, like, this movie got me. It was written
like
the
right
screenplay.
here?
Right here. Screenplay. It was written and directed by Joss Whedon, who I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah, he's like a super nerd, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay,
yeah, he is.
I know the name. I'm not super.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Firefly.
Didn't watch it. I didn't watch any of that actually.
You should.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
I don't know why every time I hear Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I immediately think. I don't know why I have this association in my mind. I immediately think Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Like
not nearly the same thing.
Not the same thing.
No.
But my brain goes over here. Like
right.
Who's the actress who played Buffy? Is that Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Sarah Michelle Gellar, yeah.
Okay, who's the actress who played Sabrina the Teenage Witch in the show?
Melissa Joan Hart.
That's okay. You get
the three
it gets my brain all messed up.
That's it.
It's not okay.
That's it.
Okay.
It's all right.
That's all you liked about this movie, man? You were talking it up when we were texting before this. You're like, oh my god, let me tell you what. I love this movie.
Everything about this movie was great. Like literally, I could talk about the entire movie. I think it was funny. There were a lot of really good one-liners. I thought that every fight scene, the very beginning fight scene, the fight scene between when Thor and Iron Man met, and Captain America, that was a great scene.
Okay.
The helipad scene was amazing.
Oh, where he's like coming out of his Iron Man suit.
Right.
That was pretty solid.
Right. And then the final scene in New York, like it's hard to have like a half-hour action scene work.
But like you said, there's so many different moving parts that you get to see all the different moving parts.
Right.
Really, propels it forward.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What worked for you?
I really, the humor is pretty on point.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite one-liner in the entire movie is where Captain America pulls the panel out and he goes, "It seems to run on some form of electricity," and I was dying. I was like, "That's hilarious." I remember that line from my first run through forever ago, but the dude that got me. I was taking a sip and did the it was. Humor's pretty on point, man. I thought that, like you said, the balance of the timeline is pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no point in this movie. Like, honestly, the part that I thought that dragged on, like, if I had to pick a part that I thought dragged on at all, was the 30-minute action sequence. Like,
yeah.
Like, I can dig action sequences. I'm all about it. It's just so much of your brain going, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Like, keeping track of all the different layers. But I can't fault an action sequence for being an action sequence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it is what it is. It's gonna be fast moving, cameras moving really quick, and a lot happening. But I have things I want to complain about, but
okay.
I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. Yeah. I can't really elaborate on anything other than what you've already said, which I feel like is a cop out, and I don't want it to be a cop out.
No, you're good. You're good.
I did legitimately enjoy the movie. I don't know, it was good.
One of my favorite scenes that I think is very underrated was when we first met Black Widow in this movie. when she was being interrogated by those Russians, and like they got the phone call from Phil Colton, and she was like, I'm in the middle of an interrogation right now, and they're like, she's like all tied up, like. She's like,
they give me everything I need.
They're giving me everything I need.
I give nothing away.
Like that entire scene was just, it was funny. Like every single part of this movie was just that tongue-in-cheek humor that got me.
I will tell you, another thing that worked really well. I hated it with all of my heart. When they killed Phil, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it worked as a plot device to get everybody banded together.
Yeah.
But that made me real sad. Mm-hmm. That made me real big boy sad.
Yeah. And just to say this, that's Joss Whedon. Like anytime that you get it's very well known in the Joss Whedon universe that you get close to a character,
they Game of Thrones it. They're just
he's going to kill them.
Yeah.
So they're like every single one of his TV shows, there is someone that you just fall in love with that's going to die, and they're going to die in the most heart-wrenching way.
And up to this point with his character, like all they've done is made him out to be like this very strict, play by the rules kind of guy. And then only at the beginning of this movie do you see him start to open up when like he showed like heart, over freaking Captain America, and he's got these playing cards. And you're like, oh man, he's got a heart. Like, and you get attached to him, and he's quirky and he's funny, and then they're like, but bam, he's dead.
Yeah.
Ugh. Big sad.
So do you want to hear the good news?
He comes back? I don't think that he comes back, but I think that like there are movies that are out of sequence and we see him again.
He comes back. He's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show.
Yeah, I looked that up. And I was like, I was wondering if they got him to play his character.
Yes.
But
they explain how he comes back.
Fury, though.
What's that?
It's not Sam Jackson playing Nick Fury, though, right?
Yeah.
In the show?
He's not in much, but
oh, okay.
Like he's only in 1 or 2 episodes.
See, because I know. No is a strong word. I used to play. There's a X-Men game. I think from like forever ago, where there were so many different X-Men you could play from, and you could play as Nick Fury, but Nick Fury was a white guy. Like in the comic books, I think Nick Fury was white. I could be wrong.
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know anything about the comic books.
But I remember that, and then saying that they made a show, and I was like, I don't think Sam Jackson's gonna sign on for a TV show. Like. My head went, oh, they're going to recast him as somebody else. But
right.
Speaking of recasting, Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk.
Upgrade?
Upgrade. I wish
he was in the original.
Rest more. Like I understood that they were doing like this is the Hulk, just roll with it. Like
right.
But also I was had I not seen this movie before. Had I not known that Mark Ruffalo was recast as the Hulk, I'd been like, what is going on? And then, like, it's only the dialogue between Black Widow and Bruce Banner that you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think that a lot of people came in to it only watching The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, the Hulk is bad. Nobody should watch that movie, ever.
Right.
My God. I'm not going to get on that again.
Right. No.
All right,
so what didn't work for you?
You want me to start?
Yeah. Go ahead and start this. Because I don't have much.
You mentioned specifically the fight scene where like Thor tears Loki out of the sky.
Yeah.
And then there's the Iron Man. I really dislike that fight scene.
What?
I think that it seemed very, in my head, I don't think logically that all of these people would fight over this person for long enough for him to get away.
But he didn't get away.
When did he get away? Am I going crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened in this scene? They were fighting over Loki.
Yeah.
They were fighting each
Thor,
other.
Yeah, they were fighting each other. Thor put Loki in the top of this mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And then Iron Man and Thor fought for a little bit. Then Captain America came in and said, hey, drop your hammer. And Thor was like, okay, I'll drop the hammer. And dropped it onto Captain America and on the shield, and awesomeness happened. And
I wasn't feeling it.
And then they got Loki back again. And then Loki went right back. That's when they went to the helipad.
Also, you're telling me that Thor can hit the Hulk with a hammer and launch his butt across a football field, but he hits Captain America's shield, and it's just like, wow. Like, and I get that it's vibranium. I get it. I understand it's a special substance that is made for high impact, but like the force behind it pushing you into the ground cannot be dispersed. I'm getting to
He's
the
also a super soldier that was expecting it and was in a position that was ready for the impact.
No,
the Hulk was running. Hulk was running, not expecting to get hit in the jaw with the hammer.
Even more reason for his body to absorb the impact going towards it. Like, he wasn't running with it. He wasn't running with the force. Like,
it's superhero physics. You got to just accept it.
I'll accept it because I have to.
Oh, okay.
But I don't agree with it.
That's fine. You don't have to.
Also, I wish there was like. I know at the end of Thor, like, there's the scene where Loki is that guy, like the scientist guy.
Selvig, yeah.
I wish we saw, maybe at the beginning of this movie or at the end of Thor, like, how he got from falling through space to there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't vibe with me in the way that, like, I'm like, you are supposed to be literally floating through space right now. You can't fly. You don't have this magic hammer that, like, pulls you any direction that you want. Like, you can be more than one person. But, like, I don't know. Like, I wish... I get that we're doing the Marvel thing. And I get that all of this is, like, these movies we've watched have led to this moment. And I'm also... like, if somebody who is... I feel like to be an effective movie, the Avengers, there should have been a little bit of backstory displayed for people who were dragged along and maybe haven't seen all of the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah,
I can see
understand that.
You, having seen all of the movies, watching them as they come out, being very excited about superheroes, going and really enjoying this movie. But as somebody who is just going to the movies because they're like, oh, the Avengers came out, it's supposed to be this action movie with superheroes, like Loki coming out of nowhere. Like, why is this guy the bad guy? Like, does that make sense? Am I crazy here?
It makes sense. I think that that little 3-minute part right at the beginning before they even got to S.H.I.E.L.D. and they showed the Tesseract, they showed that Loki wound up on this planet with all those...
yeah, they don't... What is that?
That alien race.
Like,
what?
What are those things? Like, I don't understand that either. Like, are we just supposed to go... aliens? Like...
Right.
Or, I guess, aliens. That's the...
Right. I mean, I get it. To me, it
seems
one
like
of those
plot device to me. Like, just like, oh, he landed with these, like, because these aliens are obviously very powerful and have this tie to all of these worlds, and they know about Earth, and they know that he's from Asgard, and they know all of these things. But they're just like, oh, these aliens know things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Right. I think
there was no world built for them then I'm like, okay, that's where they live. That's what they do. That's their thing. It's like a meteorite with Loki and this dude with a hood.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. That's how I feel about that.
I also think like you did see the part where they showed the person that was over top of all of them. That was kind of playing the puppet master. When he said that facing these guys, at the very end.
Is that Thanos?
That is Thanos.
Okay. I was like, I know he's got like the wrinkly
grill.
Yeah. Also, did they have who plays Thanos in the future? Like
Josh Brolin.
And does he play Thanos in this movie, or did they just like make a 3D model of Thanos and like we'll cast him later? Like,
right? Yeah, that's basically what it was. It was we'll cast him later, and I believe it was the next year that they announced it. It was right before Guardians of the Galaxy. If I remember right, yeah.
Does Thanos come in Age of Ultron, like the next movie? Or is he not until the last movie? There's three? There's four? There's three? How many are there?
How many Avengers movies?
4.
Yeah. Because it's Age of Ultron, and then Infinity War, and then Endgame. And then Endgame.
I only remember Endgame because I've heard people say it so many times, and people were saying on Facebook not that long ago, don't spoil it, don't spoil it, don't spoil it.
Right. And now you're wanting me to spoil it for you. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
I know. I'm impatient.
Yeah. We'll get to Thanos soon enough. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll get to him soon enough.
He'll be around.
He'll be around. But yeah, I mean, what didn't work for me was nothing. I love this movie. It's so good.
There's nothing you could be like, man, I really didn't like that.
No. I watched it twice. I watched it twice this week.
Okay.
Again,
I guess if I had to pick another thing that I didn't like.
Okay.
I feel like there's a movie trope of like, we're all supposed to be a team, but we don't like each other. Like,
yeah.
Like just be a team. Like, quit being, like if
they're used to working by themselves. They're used to working by themselves. They don't need.
No, they're not. Captain America was in the army, literally working with hundreds of people. Thor had his little group of buddies he was running around with. The Hulk worked by himself. I'll give you that one. Like, and that's not like by choice. That's by like can't control his body.
And Iron Man had roadies, so okay.
Yeah. Black Widow worked with S.H.I.E.L.D. Hawkeye worked with S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, there's no like, we just don't know how to work as a team going on here.
But each one where Alpha's working with a bunch of people that took their lead. Now it's all these leaders trying to figure out exactly who's supposed to lead. I thought that a lot of that, like a lot of the conversation, a lot of that dialogue between them was really good. Like Captain America looking at Tony Stark and saying, "You're not the type of guy that's going to make the sacrifice play." And that really worked when, at the very end, Tony Stark was the one that had to make that sacrifice play.
Yeah, no, like the quote didn't go unheard. I heard it, and when I saw him going into the wormhole, I was like, "This is Captain America's." Like, haha, no, sir, I am that person. Also, we talk about how Pepper Potts is literally watching Iron Man fight on the TV, but doesn't have her phone in her hand.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I agree.
Like, how many times have we seen him get into trouble and, like, honestly get a phone call from her?
Right.
Like, but, like, right now she can't be bothered to answer her cell phone, which is like...
And that was one of the reasons. Like, when I watched it the first time, I was like, oh, he's going to survive this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he was actually going to die, which I didn't put past Joss Whedon at the time. I thought that he probably would have killed one of them if he really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
If he was going to die, he'd be able to call Pepper Potts one more time and say goodbye.
I owe you that one last dance.
Yeah. there's actually a scene where he goes to find Agent Carter.
Agent Carter.
Captain America goes to find Agent Carter. They filmed a scene that didn't make it into this film.
Really?
Yeah. He goes to find Agent Carter in her old state or old age.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have really enjoyed seeing that.
It might or might not show up later on in the series. Just putting that out there.
Just not in this movie.
Just not in this movie.
All right. Well, I don't got anything else to complain about it.
Okay, great. Well, in that case, let's take a look at our power rankings.
Power rankings.
So you had this where?
I got this below Iron Man, above Iron Man 2.
Below Iron Man
right now
above Iron Man 2.
Should go Captain America, which was a great film.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man, Avengers, Iron Man 2, Thor, Hulk.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's third right now?
Yeah. So it's third right now. Where do you think I put mine?
You haven't talked this good about any of the other movies.
True.
And having rewatched it, you seem just as enthusiastic. I don't know what place is in, but I have to say it's above all of the other movies right now.
You're right. I put it at number 6.
23.
Out of 23 is above Iron Man. Iron Man's at 11. And then we got Captain America at 18. Iron Man 2 at 19. Thor 21.
Captain America at 18.
Yeah.
God, it's so low.
It is. And I will probably re-rank it later on and a little bit higher. But
yeah,
there's a lot of really good movies coming up soon. So,
man. All right.
So next week, Iron Man 3.
3?
Iron Man 3.
I'm done watching Iron Man movies. Let's get another movie in here. Let's get a different sequel going on, man.
Yeah, Iron Man 3 and then Thor the Dark World. And then,
I don't know anything about Iron Man 3 except I think there's like a big juggernaut looking version of the Iron Man suit.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Maybe I haven't watched it since I saw it in theater, to be honest.
Okay. I guess you put a little lower on the list.
Yeah. So just a little bit of a preview. This is the first Iron Man movie that's not directed by Jon Favreau.
Okay. Is this Joss Whedon?
What? No, it's Shane Black who wrote and directed Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
And The Nice Guys and a few other movies out there. So it's very different. From what I remember, it's a very different movie.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. This will be a fun one. Next, ready for some trivia?
Yeah. I'm absolutely ready.
All right. Here we go.
I'm going to get these all wrong. You got the counter up?
What's that?
You got my little counter up? The Zane right, Zane wrong?
I am getting that right now. There it is. All right.
Filling time. Do we get it?
Yeah, I have it. All right. So question one.
Question one.
Which superhero was originally supposed to be in this movie, but was cut in pre-production?
Okay.
A. Black Panther. B. Doctor Strange. C. Ant-Man.
Time out.
Okay.
Is Doctor Strange in the MCU?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Because
there's an entire movie.
I love Doctor Strange, dude.
Really? There's an entire Doctor Strange movie.
I've seen it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
So you've seen Doctor
Benedict
Strange.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. That's it.
Yeah.
Nobody else gets that joke.
I know. No one gets that. Oh, man.
All right. So
Black
Panther.
Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, or Captain Hammer.
He's from that musical, isn't he?
Yes. Written and directed by Joss Whedon.
I'm as beautiful as that sounds, I'm gonna count him out.
Oh. Okay.
I gotta go based off of like the one that I think came out first.
Okay.
Which I think was Ant-Man.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Ant-Man.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You are correct.
Hey!
Ant-Man.
He was cast?
What's that?
At that time? Like, were they like, all right, we're doing Paul Rudd?
I don't know if they had a cast, but they said, well, Ant-Man is one of the original Avengers in the comic books. Okay. He was a part of the Avengers. He's one of the catalysts to create the Avengers. And they wanted him in there just because he's always been known as an Avenger. And they said, no, let's only use the people that we have so far. And let's not introduce another superhero into this movie full of superheroes.
Right.
And let's wait until his own movie comes out, which will be coming up in a little bit, a few weeks.
Really?
We'll be able to get to that one.
When did Ant-Man come out?
Ant-Man came out in like 2013, 2012. Yeah.
Well, this came out in 2012.
Oh, this came out in 2012. Yeah, okay. So Ant-Man didn't come out for another few years, but
okay.
But still, it's in phase 2. We just ended phase 1. Phase 2's coming out soon. 3. We just ended phase 1.
Is this the shortest phase 2? I feel like we've only watched 6 movies.
Yeah, this is 6 movies. Yeah,
out of 23.
Yes. I think the next 2 phases have at least either 7 or 8 movies in each one.
Oh, lordy. All right.
Yeah. All right. So
I got one right.
You got one right. Oh yeah. Let me put that on there. Zane is right. There you go. There you go. Question 2.
Question 2.
The shawarma scene, which we didn't even talk about the shawarma scene.
It was pretty funny.
It was funny.
It was very dry.
Yeah. So
like we're sitting here.
So the shawarma scene. Tony Stark says, "Hey, let's go get some shawarma after this. Let's take a day off tomorrow after they finally defeat Loki and all those aliens." And after the very end of the credits, you just see them all just exhausted, sitting there
eating shawarma.
So the question is, the shawarma scene was inspired by a real-life story Joss Whedon experienced while filming which of his projects?
Oof. Okay.
A. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
B. Angel. C. Firefly. Or D. Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Blog.
Okay, all of these are legitimately Joss Whedon because I don't know.
Yes, they are all legitimately Joss Whedon.
Dr. Horrible, when did that come out? I feel like that was before the Avengers. I could be wrong. No, I think that's right. Because it's 2020 now. That had been. I remember I was in theater around the time this movie came out. And I feel like I remember people singing "Laundry Day," da-na-na, da-na-na. I don't know any of the words. I just know "Laundry Day." My wife sings it sometimes.
This is a great one. Yeah. You did really well.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm gonna say, just because I have no like intuition about any of these.
I thought you would have watched at least some Joss Whedon when I wrote this question, so I apologize.
Would having watched it like help me at all?
Maybe.
Really?
Probably not.
Okay. Let's go with. Let's go with Dr. Horrible. That's fine.
No, it was B. Angel.
Okay.
Yeah. So they just got done filming a scene where one of the main characters dies in another one's arms, and it was like a heart-wrenching scene. Probably one of the most sad deaths that I've seen of any of the Joss Whedon stuff. And afterwards, they all went out to eat, and like he said that none of them really said anything. They were all just bummed out eating, and they were just they all just sat in silence and ate, and like it was. So he's like, that's kind of where I want to be with this. So that was funny. Yeah. And actually, if you they filmed this like months after they filmed the entire movie. So they filmed that last
the shawarma scene.
The shawarma scene months afterwards, and actually like they had to put a wig onto Chris Evans because he was already filming another movie. And he had a full on beard, so they had to put this thing on top of him. That way, when like if you watch the movie, again, you see that scene again. He has his hand like right here over top of his face, so you wouldn't see any of his facial hair because he was filming Snowpiercer at the time. Which
you like?
I love Snowpiercer. Yeah. So it's interesting. Like when if you rewatch it, you'll see that like it's intentionally covering his entire face.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Also, like they're all wearing like their outfits. Like, are we supposed to assume this was like right after they got done fighting?
Yes.
And the city is in shambles. They're like, all right, let's go get some shawarma.
Let's go get some shawarma. They deserve it.
Right. All right. So I'm one for two.
One for two. Not bad. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yes.
Filmed all of her scenes barefoot in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
She was barefoot in all of her scenes.
She's a nut.
What reason is it that she was filming all of her scenes barefoot?
I'll have you know, before you ask me this question, I literally just watched a video yesterday about her company. Do you know
Goop? Goop.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Weird.
Yeah,
she's weird.
Out of her mind. Yeah. She sells psychic vampire repellent. That is a real product that is on her website.
Yes, I know.
So I know that she's cray cray.
Yeah. Good to know.
Go ahead and tell me.
You might have a leg up on this one then.
All right.
So here we go. A. She was on a week-long shoe cleanse while filming.
God. Oh.
B. She just had surgery and was unable to wear any type of shoe.
Okay.
C. They wanted Robert Downey Jr. to look taller than her. Or D. She actually is always barefoot in every movie that she is in.
No, I've seen Shallow Hal. She's not barefoot. I'm going to go with the shoe cleanse.
The shoe cleanse?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. I was really... Okay, my backup answer?
Yeah.
They want Tony Stark to look taller.
Absolutely. Yep. Robert Downey Jr. was a lot shorter than Gwyneth Paltrow. So they put her in just barefoot, and they put him in lifts in every scene that they were in together.
Man, I was going to say that too. And I was just like, I want it to be the shoe cleanse.
Yeah.
So bad.
When I thought of the shoe cleanse, I was like, man, I hope he picks that one. Oh, man. Walked you right into it. All right.
I know. And I just watched the Goop thing. Ah! Dang it. All right.
How
many more we got?
One more.
Okay, so I can go 50-50.
Yeah. Try to go 50-50 here. What band's t-shirt is Tony wearing in his... Dang it. Yep. Actually, you know what? I didn't even give you options.
Yeah.
You get two questions. You get two points on that one.
That's a D minus.
That's right.
I'm watching, man. I'm watching.
Yeah. That was good.
I know you're picking stuff out. Like in the shawarma scene, I was looking in the background at the signs and stuff. I was like, he's going to quiz me on some real stupid stuff.
Great job, man.
Thanks, man.
All right.
So I went 50-50 or 60-40.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Three right, two wrong. 3 points.
3 points.
3 points.
Right, but 3 points.
All right. So what was your MVP of this movie?
Phil.
Phil.
Hands down.
R.I.P.
Dude, I like this character. I think I made him my MVP. What else did I make him my MVP in? Is it Thor? I been Thor.
Yeah.
But I love his character, man. His character.
No, he wasn't in Thor. Yeah, he was in Thor. Yeah, you had him as the MVP in Thor. Such a good character.
Character's fantastic.
And then
real talk, I don't know what the name of Colby Smulders' character is supposed to be.
Yeah, Agent Hill, Maria Hill.
One, she should be dead.
Yeah.
Like, way dead.
Because a
whole
grenade
cave fell on top of her and an open top Jeep. Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Forgot
about that part.
I thought her acting was terrible in this movie.
Yeah.
It felt like when she was saying lines, like she was reading them off of paper. I was like, that's bad. Yeah. Phil. What's his last name? Phil
Coulson.
Phil Coulson.
Son of Cole.
Son of Cole. How about you, man?
I have to give it to Joss Whedon. Like I don't think that there's many other directors that could have made this work the way that he did.
You don't want to see a Tarantino Avengers film?
Oh man, I just
just like X-rated.
So many feet, like
so much blood. Rated like hard R.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson can really let the F-bombs fly.
Mm-hmm.
All the snakes on the plane.
I'd be okay with that. He was this close to doing a Star Trek movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know which one?
It was his own, like make it like he was gonna write and direct his own Star Trek movie, but
has he
it didn't happen.
Anything?
Has he what?
Has he written and directed anything since? Like, I don't think I've heard of anything that was like Samuel L. Jackson writes, directs.
Oh no, not Samuel L. Jackson. Quentin Tarantino was going to make his own.
Oh,
yeah.
You're talking about Samuel L. Jackson. I was like,
no.
Yeah, I'd watch that though.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Oh man!
All right. So, what do you think of the cameo from Stan Lee?
Do we have power rankings for this as well?
I should make one.
You got to make them.
Yeah, we got to make it. I'll make it next week.
I enjoyed this one. This is number 2 right now. No, what was his one in Captain America? I don't remember. It's
Captain America was when he was being
on the bench watching. Okay,
right.
I
thought he was taller.
This one's my second place right now.
Yeah. This was fun.
We'll go Hugh Hefner.
This
one where he's playing chess on a park bench.
Yes.
The one where he's driving the truck.
Thor.
Yep, Thor. Then I'll have to go. Oh, I like the Hulk one where he is drinking the soda.
Right.
Iron Man 2's.
Iron Man 2 is he was.
Oh, he was Larry King.
Larry King. That's right.
Larry King, and then the soda.
Yeah. And I do not remember like what he is in Iron Man 3 and Thor 2. Like a lot of these movies coming up, I do not remember his cameo at all. So it'll be interesting to see where we go from here.
Yeah, man, rest in peace, Stan Lee. Man, like that.
I know.
Also, like it's hard to do a cameo with that dude because that voice is so distinct.
Yep.
Did you ever watch the Superhuman show that he had?
Maybe one or two.
Like real life superheroes, like people who could do crazy stuff.
No.
Dude,
I don't think so.
It was so good. And he was like the narrator and the host of it, and like it's called Stan Lee's Superhumans. But yeah, rest in peace, Stan Lee.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have anything else?
I don't.
No.
I will say, as we said at the beginning, like we said, we like to keep things lighthearted.
Right.
I don't want this to bleed over into the podcast too much because try to keep things pretty happy-go-lucky. But we are here for everybody.
Yes.
We stand with you guys, and if you're gonna protest safely, protest peacefully.
Yes.
That being said, if you want to catch the podcast, we're available on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Radio Public, Overcast, and wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right.
Also on Twitter at Rotten_BOIS, Rotten Boys. We are on Instagram at Spoiled Rotten Movies, all one word. catch our live streams on Facebook and YouTube, y'all. And promise we're going to do better next time. Stay safe. It's crazy times out there. And we'll do better next time. We love you.
Bye.
Spoiled, rotten movies.
Bye.